Boom.
Yeah, buddy. Episode 60, man. Back in the building. Old Heads. How y'all doing? I'm your co-host, Omar, a.k.a. O'Milly, a.k.a. that dude, a.k.a. Mr. Rello. If you know, you know. Man, episode 60, man. It's a great day to be alive. We're here at the barbecue today celebrating one of our good sisters passing away. So, man, this great energy today. We appreciate all y'all tapping in with us. Greatly appreciate you. Want to go on like we did last week on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, guarantee.
You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all y'all tapping in with us. Been rocking with us. Our Facebook page is over 1.2. But we still need y'all to go subscribe, man. Go to See Hendo and subscribe. Hit that like button. Also go to Old Head Sports Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that like button. Man, episode 60. We're going to let these brothers introduce themselves. And man, oh, we good. You good. Go ahead and get right into it. You brother want to introduce yourself.
Boy Bills, man. Holla at us Old Head.
Yes, sir.
Man. Apparently Tipsy Henny Pack Henny, man, French Loaf, man, aka neighborhood barbecuer, man. What you want?
Yes. Barbecue.
Man.
Neighborhood barbecue.
It's official. You should see this man's shoes right now. It's
official. Hey, I ain't even gonna do that right now, man. And if the screen ain't on, I ain't on it, man. Catch me on Snap though. You see me?
Just put it this way: if you've seen Married with Children and Al Bundy worked in a shoe store, you've seen his shoes.
Oh yeah.
Put it that way.
Basically tell the truth. If you seen my shoes, you know the barbecue was gonna be hit.
That's
all it is, man.
But they look like church shoes.
They might, but you know your chicken was gonna be where it need to be. The ribs are where they need to be. You can't look at my shoes and be like, man, this shit gonna be undercooked.
It's official.
Man, I'm telling you.
One thing that is cooked that seems to be Zion's side chick. She recently got a face tattoo. How do y'all feel about that, man? Really quick.
I don't talk about weak bitches. I only speak on.
Oh shit!
Listen, I ain't gonna call no individuals, no names, but listen.
Shit.
Yeah. Like
if
that.
you doing acts like this and you ain't got the bag yet, which means you a girlfriend, a side chick, whatever, you doing the most. Let's keep it real. I know wives. Listen, you ain't see Kobe wife and she secured the bag. Do no shit like this. You ain't never seen LeBron wife and she secured the bag. She ain't never doing no shit like hell. You ain't seen Gabrielle Union and she secured the bag and she ain't doing no shit like this. Point being made, if you ain't secured the bag and you out here putting niggas' names on your face, that's a loss for you and that's a loss for the sisterhood because that's some goofy ass shit. I'm gonna give it a buck. You don't need to be doing goofy ass shit like that and you ain't secured the bag. That's a buck.
Facts. That's like big facts. Now, how do y'all? We're talking about securing the bag. Justin Fields. Everyone's expecting him to have a big year. You know what I'm saying? This year. I'm good. Everyone's expecting him to have a big year. You know what I'm saying? This year, after coming off of having a really good year last year, right? Where will you rank Justin Fields amongst NFC quarterbacks when we're going into next year? And also, where would you rank Chicago's wide receiver rankings in the league going into next year? Who wants to talk about that first? Okay.
I'm gonna put Justin Fields in the top 10 as far as quarterbacks. All right.
No, NFC.
In the NFC, he's gonna be in the top 4. I can't put him nowhere in there because
I got him top 5.
When I look at the rest of the receivers core and the rest of the quarterbacks that's in the league, I'm going to be hard-pressed to tell you a handful of quarterbacks that's better than Justin Fields. All right? Now, the guys I can go off and that's proven to me, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff.
I'm about to say he ain't even best quarterback in their division.
Well,
I think Jared Goff is
I mean, I still give these guys the accolades they do, you know? What's my man from out in Dallas?
What's it? Oh man, Zach.
No.
Dak.
Dak Prescott. I give him the respect that's due.
Dak.
But it's going to be hard pressed for anybody else quarterback to come and impress me more than what Justin Fields doing, other than the guys I'm just missing. And those are the guys I mentioned. Those are the guys that are going to be the most heavy standouts. I can't see Purdy. I can't see. I mean, I can see Matt Stafford doing what he has to do with his receiver core, and I respect that wholeheartedly, and I can understand that. It's just the defense with them, but as a quarterback, he has to go on that list. So with respect, I gotta put Fields at probably a 5 or 6.
Okay.
There's some really justified quarterbacks out here that's actually gone some, and I'm not going to be super unbiased to Fields. He's amazing with his legs, but we are yet to see him beat a defense with his arms, and that's going to be the overall question at the end of the day. You know, no matter what the defense does, is what can Justin Fields do himself? We know he's a beast with the feet. Can he beat him with his arm? That's the question. The guys I've listed, I've seen them beat teams with their arm.
And what about wide receiver core
Wide receiver core, I think if
in the NFL?
I think if Claypool can be the guy we need him to be, all right, and that he's my only real gray area. If Claypool can be it, I have no question with DJ Moore. I have no question with Moody. I've been doing on other teams. But Claypool seems to be always a gray area, given off what Pittsburgh said about him. Now, this isn't Pittsburgh, okay? And this is the Bears. Now, you can say whatever you want in OTAs, but that's not practice, that's not minicap, that's not pregame, that's not the NFL game. I will retort to one of my favorite players ever when I will tell you we talking about practice, okay? Not the game I love, we talking about fucking practice. Now, if we talking about when we judging Claypool off practice right now, that's unfair because he's known to show up in games, not fucking practice. Ain't nobody sit here and be like, man, Claypool's a dog in practice. No, Claypool was a dog when they had a shit-ass receiver or a shit-ass quarterback, and he was showing up for the motherfucking Panthers when they had nobody. Christian McCaffrey was going through his injuries, but who was showing up? DJ Moore. So, I bias that off what Claymore do. Claypool had, he had motherfucking, what's my man? Mitch, my man. No, he had Mitch. No, he was over there playing with Mitch.
Yeah,
Ex-quarterback, Mitch Trubisky. He was over there. Don't forget.
You're saying that to say what?
No. So
I'm saying that to say this.
Where do you rank us though? Our wide receiver core.
Our wide receiver core. I'm gonna put us like as far as the NFL, the NFC.
Yeah, no, NFL in the NFL.
As far as the NFL, we got to be in the top 10.
Okay.
We'll be in the top 10. And the only reason I say that is because there's a lot of other still good quarterback or wide receiver duos out there that just don't have a quarterback. Don't forget about Tampa Bay. If they have a better quarterback, they're still a monster. They have an elite wide receiver core there. They just don't have a quarterback right now.
True.
Same thing with Miami.
Dallas,
Miami?
Detroit. I'm just talking about the NFC. Yeah, he's about 5 or 6.
What would you rank him, Phil? 5?
Yeah, about 5 or 6.
And what would you say? What would you say about wide receiver?
The wide receivers, I couldn't find myself ranking them because I couldn't think of all the teams at the time. To be very honest, what I did was think about their stats and what they should get. I see us having a 900-yard receiver, 800-yard receiver, and they got us around 600 or 700 yards. That's what I see that core doing.
Okay. I rank Fields 5th in the NFC. I rank him behind Headz. Of course, Dak Prescott is more seasoned and he has a benefit of also playing in a dome. I think another player no one's looking at is Derek Carr of the Saints. I just think Carr is in his prime right now. Also possibly plays in the worst division in the NFL. 4th, I would take Matt Stafford, who I expect to have a comeback year and be healthy. Having a Cooper Kupp would definitely help as well. Fields, by the following year, could be a top 2 quarterback in the NFC, but right now, I think as a team, we're still a year or 2 away from being contenders. As far as our wide receiver core, we were ranked 32nd last year. I predict Chicago having a top 15 wide receiver core. DJ Moore is one of the top 15 wideouts, but I think most importantly, Chicago did a good job of putting players where they're comfortable. Moore is legit 1. Chase is a solid 2. If he can return back to his rookie year form, Mooney has the potential to be one of the best 3 options in the league, given the right opportunities. And also Cole Kmet has shown promise and looks like one of the better young, tight ends in the league.
And Tunyon.
Yeah, and
don't
also,
forget,
and
we just picked up a hell of a motherfucking safety net.
So I think top 15 in the league I think that's doing awesome compared to where we were actually last year. But moving right along, man, moving right into the show. Meat and potato part. Where would you guys rank Floyd Mayweather amongst all the? Where does Floyd rank amongst all-time great boxers if you exclude heavyweights?
Undefeated.
I give him top 5.
Who want to speak on it?
This was a tough question. Well, listen.
No, go ahead, B.I. Hold on, talk your shit.
I got some guys that's ahead of him.
Talk your shit.
That's the reason why I can't
Okay, who
put
you
him
got?
over.
So you finna tell us everybody ahead of him?
Hold on.
I'll give you Sugar Ray Robinson.
Okay, just tell me everybody ahead of him.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, B.I.
Guys that I like, or is it just
No,
guys
no,
that are better?
Niggas that's ahead of him in your perspective. Guys that you would put, if you was to rank 1 through 5,
Yeah.
guys that you would put ahead of Floyd
On talent,
Mayweather
regardless of
minus
Just
heavyweights.
on talent,
Whatever you
minus
want.
record. No.
Talent, whatever. It don't
Everything.
matter. Record don't matter.
You're right,
What
exactly.
you want.
This man got the record shit.
No, record shit.
I like Hagler,
Okay, I like that.
and I like Roy Jones Jr.
I like that. Hagler was a heavyweight though to me, and a light heavyweight.
But where do you rank them all time? If you
I
exclude
give-
the heavyweights,
If I'm excluding the heavyweights,
Yeah, what would you
I
rank them all
just
time?
said gave him top 5, and just stop thinking of it there and start thinking of guys ahead of him. I actually got some guys here who went up to heavyweight too.
So is he
Evander
fourth?
and shit.
would you say he's fourth?
Okay.
Is Evander? Because remember, Evander
Heavy.
wasn't a heavyweight
No,
the whole
heavy.
time.
He-
though, was
he
He
heavy.
ended up heavy, so he can't.
Light heavy. See, this is why it was a great area because you got the light heavies and the
Yeah, he
heavyweights.
wasn't a heavyweight.
Because
Heavyweight.
no, because we got niggas like Roy Jones who fought in like damn near 3 different divisions.
I'm about to say,
And
Muhammad
stuff.
Ali was skinny when I first seen this motherfucker.
But he's still considered a heavyweight because he was the heaviest at this time, and he's still considered heavy.
He was 6'4" and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was the height and the weight.
Yeah.
So when
Ali was
we
big.
really
I mean, but Herman's
when
was
we
tall,
really
bitch,
talk,
too,
but he's still considered that.
Yeah, but
I
he
put him
wasn't
out here
heavy.
looking at
He
him.
was saying
Yeah,
When,
he's skinny.
when we really talking about people that was better, we looking at Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hold on before you finish. Where do you rank him though right now? I mean,
I'm just gonna tell you people better than him. That's all I'm gonna tell you. People that I would hold in a higher regard that would make this answer a lot difficult for me. And Sugar Ray is up there because Sugar Ray fought in a heavier competition.
You
to
talking about
me.
Sugar Ray Leonard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Absolutely.
He fought in a heavier competition. His competition to me was like a lot of people will question Floyd's lineup. Okay, when we look at people's lineup, as far as a lot of people will question Tyson's lineup and at least his first 15. Okay,
Yeah.
the last 15 arguable. The first 15, I mean, shit, come on, for real. But Floyd maybe fought 10 real niggas out of his 40 wins, is what I'm saying. A lot of them guys, but the 10 he did fight, arguable mention niggas. Like, nigga, we have to really talk about the niggas he did beat. Because he beat some heavy hitter niggas. But when he fought them and how he fought them will always be in question.
Yeah.
So when I give you the list of people that I put before him, it's niggas that fought in to me, a heavier competition.
Like
All right? Duran.
Roberto Duran.
You know what I'm talking about.
And
Duran.
Stone, man.
Big
And
Duran.
Stone.
Come on.
Panama. Okay.
Yeah.
Dogs, we shouldn't even have to speak on this. You know
I
these
like
things.
all 4 of them.
Okay.
4 kings:
Who else?
Hagler, Hearns, Sugar Ray, and Duran. Those are kings. Those are the kings.
And I fuck
back
with Sugar.
then.
Hey, Sugar Ray is not a dog.
And all
But
4 of them are better than Mayweather.
I can't say that.
I can't say better,
I
but
can't say that.
but
I mean,
but
Floyd
listen,
has a flawless
when we're
record.
talking about Mayweather,
Never
we do
lost.
have to put Oscar De La Hoya into this mix, though. And I feel like you do have to put his name into this
can't.
shit because he's not a slug, bro.
I can't.
He ain't a
It's
slug, but
so
he
you would
lost
say
to he lost to Floyd.
But when did he lose to Floyd? When he was later in his career compared to Floyd early in his career. It's a time barrier. That's why I was saying. I always said Floyd's wins
in that, you know
when
what
he
I
was
mean?
good and how he was good. He took Floyd when he was coming back later in his career. He could have been easily retired. A lot of niggas have retired at this time. And he came back and fought past his prime. So I put that
But,
into
all right,
perspective.
Say Oscar De La Hoya during the time he fought Felix Trinidad.
I was just saying, I agree.
And if you put Floyd up against that Oscar De La Hoya, I think Floyd would have still won.
If you put early Oscar with early Floyd, we have a different fight. At the fight that would happen, would transpire with them, Oscar was a little past his prime, and Floyd knew how to defend at an ultimate gate. But if I said you put early Floyd with early Oscar, we talking about a different fight. It's a whole different fight. Age gained is something different. Like I said, the thing about Floyd is you gotta look at when he took the fights and how he was fighting them niggas at when they was past their prime. I don't take nothing from nobody. He's undefeated, but
no. So who else? That was two. So who else would you take ahead of him?
I got Sugar in there.
You got Sugar.
I got Duran.
Duran. Who else?
What, in his weight class or just overall?
Overall, great.
Overall. I still got I always feel like people gotta talk about Manny. Manny. By the time Manny was A1 to us, he was already tipping his prime. If Manny would have came in just a little earlier into that boxing career, you couldn't tell me shit about Manny. Manny is probably one of the hardest hit. Anybody he's ever boxed and see, they say he's one of the hardest hitting motherfuckers he's ever hit. And he's not a slouch, bro. He take them hits and he go by. Okay. And the thing I thought is, like I said, I know Floyd beat him, but it's like at the time when he beat him, these niggas was old. I mean, if these were earlier bouts, what is we talking about? That's all I give. That's the only.
But that's the thing in a boxing game. With age comes wisdom and experience.
To a certain degree. Now all these niggas is greats, bro. But if they would have seen each other at a different time in they fights, if we talking about different. These niggas
feel like
but there was a better
athlete than all of them.
But let's listen though. What's the biggest knock on Floyd? That he was dodging certain people in certain classes. No, that was always his knock. Yes, we give him his credit for being undefeated, but the biggest knock that will always go with him, and that they will say, is that he dodged people. Tyson never dodged nobody. Holyfield never dodged nobody.
But I'm just saying it wasn't even.
I don't think Tyson dodged nobody because he caught everybody.
He was supposed to fight Holyfield Lennox Lewis early in his career.
We can beg to differ on that one. Because I do half-ass agree on that. I do half-ass agree.
Who else? That's still only three. I'm still waiting on who else would you say?
Roy.
I was about to say Roy.
Roy, because I'm gonna tell you, Roy was so bad at one division, he had to skip up another division because nobody could fuck with him.
I was about to say Roy and Antonio Tarver.
And he is my next one up because a lot of people will sleep on him, bro. They will really sleep on Antonio Tarver. He's nice, bro.
So you got Tarver and Floyd Mayweather as well.
Well, I'm talking about as far as I feel like talent. I feel like nobody had a better shell than Floyd, and nobody can block as better and nobody avoid. So as far as throwing just punches, those are the guys I would have, but nobody has a better shell.
I still think Hitman.
So you got.
But he's a heavyweight, and I always want to put Hitman Hearns on. Tommy Hitman Hearns is like one of my favorites, bro.
He's a lightweight.
But that nigga hit like a heavyweight, so that's really my number one, bro. But I always consider him as a light heavyweight, to be honest. But
he was always a lightweight.
I fuck with him. That's my number one, if anything.
I would rank Floyd fifth all time.
Good.
Oh, you good? I will rank Floyd fifth all time behind Sugar Ray Robinson, who was a 5-time champ with a record of 173, 19-6, 108 KOs. Henry Armstrong, who was 150, 21 losses, 10 draws. One of the few fighters to ever hold 3 belts at the same time. Then I would also say Sugar Ray Leonard, who was 36-3-1, won 7 championships in 5 divisions, arguably the toughest division with Hagler, Hearns, and Duran. And then I would probably go Floyd Mayweather fifth. 50-0 for win streak, which is super impressive. But what I think a lot of people don't talk about is Julio Cesar Chavez won his first 89 fights. I also have Floyd ranked as tied as the second greatest defensive boxer with Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Floyd was a phenomenal boxer, but I feel he fought everyone. And from a marketing standpoint, he is the greatest boxer of all time after making $1.1 billion in earnings in 20 years. He also So that along with his ring accomplishments, he is fifth all time. But I think it's more than 5 fighters who would have beat him in that prime. So, but I got him fifth though. Man. I think we all had him fifth for the most part.
That's why I put him
Fifth,
you know, kind of shit.
I said top 5, yeah.
Top
I heard
5.
they call him the get hit man.
I mean, the only other people we kind of scoop, you know, is Rocky Marciano and shit like that.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
we're still talking about heavyweights.
Right.
But we're gonna go ahead and get right into it, man. Pretty much why this episode is even here. We had a little debate. I think was it last week, 2 weeks, something like that.
Every
ago.
weekend, fucking
Something like that. We're gonna finally put a rest to it. Who do you think was better? If we're talking about all time, you can say prime versus prime. That's fine. LeBron versus Kobe Bryant. Who's the better player? Who would you rank higher?
Now keep your own little moments. Do you?
Just wrote that down. I'm going, goddamn, man.
That's
R.I.P.
how you
man.
feel?
Straight up, R.I.P. man.
You going
Straight up.
big?
I'm going Kobe, man, all day long, man.
Kobe?
And I think what separated, man, is the defense, man. Like, Kobe got like 9 motherfucking all defensive teams. LeBron got like how many? Like 1 or 2
got
or
12.
some shit? He got 12, and how many LeBron got? Like, just a couple, dog. It's like not even close as far as, to me, one-on-one defense with the eye test. This is what I always say when it comes to these two dudes. When it comes to these two dudes, to me, it comes to the eye test because they got different styles. So it's all about, you know, what style you choose. And the style I'm going to choose past the eye test to me is the guy who take and make the game winner. The guy. I know you.
Ooh, he talking this shit. He talking this shit. Okay. Let's
I want the
go.
guy, even if he miss a million game winners, I want the guy who willing to take the next one. Not willing to pass it. I want the guy who, even if he missed the game winner last night, I want him to be like, well, I'm still shooting it again tonight. That's why I say Kobe and the defense. You know what I'm saying? So when they come down to that, I just tell me
You gonna
I'm
take
going with
Kobe?
the guy who can get a bucket on you and who can stop you from getting a bucket.
That's hard. I got respect
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
I got respect that.
No, nigga, you. No, you're not gonna end this one on me. You gonna do it. It's you. So I know what you're doing. I know you're
Who's the
gonna
better
play.
player, Kobe or LeBron?
Don't even answer. Let Millie go first, bro. Let Millie go first. You answer with me, I answer. It's my nigga, bro. I hold nobody in sex, my nigga though, man.
Okay, so y'all let us know
30
out
years,
there
fucking
who y'all think is better, LeBron or Kobe Bryant, right? So
About to unleash.
this is my synopsis, right?
So
So last nipples hard. Hold on.
Huh? Not at all.
Ah, Kobe.
Not at all.
Rhyme, boy.
You say prime?
No, he's gonna say it. He gonna say it.
You don't know who I'm gonna say.
Nigga, you know who he finna say. Hey,
we already know.
$5 say he said.
Absolutely.
Stupid as hell.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
On these Bell Pay shorts. Bro, my mama fuck with these. You got these some clothes, ain't you? I'm not me.
I got that swoop truck.
My mama, nigga, Union Bay shorts.
So here we go, right? Who's the better player? My brother B over here said Kobe Bryant versus LeBron James.
That's because I tell the truth.
I respect that. So
Who said the
Kobe
truth?
Bryant have 25 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 4.7 assists. These are for his career. He did have one MVP, 4 All-Star Game MVPs, 15-time All-NBA, 2-time scoring champ, 18-time All-Star, 12-time All-Defensive, 2-time Finals MVP, 81 points. He's 3rd all-time in scoring. Now, LeBron James.
Damn, so you got a real life game on.
LeBron James, 27.2 points, 7.5 assists, 7.3 assists. 7.5 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 4-time champ, 19-time All-Star, 3-time All-Star MVP, 1-time assist champ, 1-time scoring champ, only 6 all-defensive teams, and he's 1st all-time in scoring. Now, for me, I'm not going to say it's not even close. I would never disrespect Kobe Bryant like that. but I think Kobe Bryant has the second greatest offensive skill set next to Kevin
Kobe
Durant.
better. Fuck that nigga.
Right, indeed. So
Second better than Kobe.
Indeed.
I
Hit him with
think,
that one, yo. Indeed, sir.
I think Kobe has the second greatest offensive skill set next to KD, but I think LeBron has scored more points and he was more efficient. LeBron shot 50% and averaged 34% from three, compared to Kobe, who shot 44% and 32% from three. Now, a lot of people would like to think that value Kobe's style over LeBron, right? But when you look at the raw numbers, Bron is the better scorer. He's just less skilled. But a fadeaway and a layup are both worth 2 points. I will say Kobe was the better perimeter defender for a significant amount of time. He made 6 more defensive teams. But I could also make the argument LeBron was just as good those 6 years he did make it, and he could guard all 5 positions, especially being in the era of small ball. Now, when you look at Kobe's best year, well, it was in 2002 defensively. He finished 3rd and lost to Ben Wallace. LeBron best year defensively, he finished 2nd. That was in 2008 to Dwight Howard. And many people felt that year that Marc Gasol won it, he should have won it that year. Now, people also like to go and bring up Kobe in his clutch game, right? So check it out, right? So now we're talking about Kobe in his clutch gene. He's so clutch. Well, in the regular season, Kobe was trash, right? At one point, he had missed 10 plus shots. He had missed 10 plus shots in the regular season as far as you talk about clutch. Now, in the playoffs, from 03 to 09, Kobe was different. When the lights were big, that's when Kobe was clutch. From 03 to 09, he was 4 from 8, and he was 4 from 8 with his team tied or losing by 2 in the final 24 seconds. Now, on the flip side of that, LeBron has only made 19 of 107 shots. But check it out, though, bro, because a lot of people talk about clutch. Now, LeBron has made only 19 of 107 shots in his career in the clutch. That's horrible, right? Mm-hmm. But what people don't like to talk about is people like LeBron and Kobe is more clutch and this and that. But LeBron, I say, is more clutch when you look at the fact that he's made 7 game-tying or game-winning shots in the playoffs. No other player, since they've been tracking that stats in the past 26 years, has done that. 7 game-tying or game-winning shots in the playoffs. Nobody's done that. Pops, he ain't never done that shit. Bean ain't never done that shit. Wilt might have done it. We don't know.
Mike didn't play that amount of years.
You're right. He
Kobe didn't start on that team for like 3 years.
Let him finish.
Then he still had to get the ball to Shaq.
Let him finish.
But hey.
Let him finish.
For his reasons why.
So it's not really
correct.
Even an edge for Kobe on the clutch side. LeBron's a better rebounder. He's a better passer. And it seems to be a better leader as far as getting the most out of his teammates. So for me, it's clearly LeBron. He's been the best player. He's been the best player on all his championships. Something Kobe can't say. Kobe was the best player on 2 of his 5 championships. So for me, I think it's pretty clear LeBron James is the better player when we talk about who's better, him or Kobe Bryant.
Man, so look, check it out real quick, right?
I got you, Lord.
No,
No.
D-Wade was the leader on that team.
You know,
but he wasn't the best player.
You do know that LeBron James' favorite player of all time was Kobe Bryant, right?
Yeah, so.
Nigga.
What does that mean?
So, to rebuttal.
What does that mean?
To rebuttal.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
It mean a lot.
That don't mean
to rebuttal.
Michael Jordan's favorite player was David Thompson.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
yes, it was. That's what we patterned this game after.
David Thomas and Marcus Dog from
Milwaukee.
Power forward.
It's Pops, nigga. We've had these conversations.
To be honest, I tell you, a lot of LeBron James' stats come from longevity stats.
Yes.
Right? Their longevity stats. He is able to do an ability that a lot of players aren't able to do. And that's be super healthy. LeBron has never sustained any ankle, no knee, no shoulder, no spine, no nothing. He never sustained those. So basically is what I'm saying is this. Long story short,
He's on steroids?
I can make it off my longevity as being the best player on my team all the time. All right? I can make it to the finals 11 times. 11, 12, 13, what's it, 13? 13 times? I think he's made it there.
I don't know.
11, 12,
He
13
lost a whole
times.
bunch.
Anyways,
It's like,
it's something like
10.
that.
He made it 10.
yeah, and he lost
10
6 of them.
fucking times.
Yeah, he lost way more.
He's
than one.
won 4
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
Okay?
He really
Now-
fumbled against Dallas. Too.
I will take longevity stats. Hear me what I'm saying. A longevity stats. Out of my 15 or 20 years of playing, I made it to the finals 10 times, and I won it 4 times.
So, but
He has a longevity stat.
JJ Barrell was
What-
showing.
What
out.
I'm saying was, okay, all that I'm saying to say this, Mike was in the league for what? 18, 20 years?
That's
Okay?
What? Mike? Hell no.
Oh, no. Count,
Like
no.
13.
From 86?
He was only in the league
88?
for 13 years.
It was like that, yeah.
All right, so what?
He retired twice.
He was in the league.
Okay,
for
but the years I give him the
years before he
what's
won
the
his
rock?
first
What no? What's the Wizards years? What's the Wizards years?
84,
What's the Wizards
85.
you're
years?
still not telling me
84,
why he's
85.
Hands down, I'm getting to it.
Get
I'm getting to it.
That's all I'm asking. Just Adam doesn't have you better.
I'm going to look at what you gave me in prime time and clutch times. Now we're talking about Kobe, okay?
I just
Kobe's career is always good. And the reason I say that is because he worked well with the team, even though he didn't work well with the team, if that makes sense to you. Kobe said there was no, when they told Kobe there was no I in team, he said, well, fuck, there's an I in win. And that's when the fuck he was doing. And there's going to be a lot of times where it's going to be a lot of bad shots from Kobe's and all these over there, and a lot of months, because nobody also brings up all the time when Kobe ain't have nobody to fuck with him. And he was literally the only motherfucker out there when there was 12 motherfuckers on the bench, and he was the only motherfucker out there. And
That's
people
why those
also
inflated
forget
stats about
those
clutch
years.
time is
And
whack.
when we talk about
You talking
close
about times when ain't
times,
nobody else on the team. Of course, he's taking that shot.
and when we talk about clutch times, we also talking about a motherfucker who's put up 80 something in a single game.
84.
Hey, talk to me.
84.
Talk to me.
What's
It's
81?
81. It's 81.
Talk to me.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
I know it's 81,
Lord, talk to
that's
me.
his name.
But
swear it was
His
84.
name is 81.
Hold on,
I've
man. I'm
never
about to Google that shit.
seen Bron break more than 60 or 70 because
61.
in his mind,
Yeah,
in his
61.
mind, it's not about the points, it's about the dub, and I get him. But with Bron, it's about sustainability. He ain't gonna push his body no more than where it has to go. He putting up that 60 and they didn't win that game. LeBron knew that game was won. Kobe was putting up these motherfuckers in do or die games, where games he knew he had to win the game because there was nobody else. There was times, and I give Bron,
Access.
I give Bron the time where he had nobody as well. Okay, listen.
Fine, but I
But-
still want to know why. I gave why LeBron James is better in every aspect. People say he's a better scorer. I say, well, no. LeBron has scored more. Then you brought up clutch.
Yep.
I say, well, no.
It's not about a clutch. You know what he is?
Okay, so I'm simply asking. We all
Yeah,
so
more
better
heart.
passer,
He
right?
has
He's
a
better
will
passer.
to win. His heart to
So
win.
feeling.
His will to win was not LeBron's will to win. For instance, Kobe was ready to punch you in your face over some shit you ain't fucking do. LeBron ain't had that type of heart. LeBron ain't finna check up on a motherfucker like, look here, Bosh nigga, if you don't make this fucking